What's up, coaches? Hope you guys are doing well. Here is Tuesday. So we have essentially the same setup as Monday, now with the power snatch instead of the power clean. So explain its intent, its application within the confines of our 3 tracks. Then go ahead and demo power snatch with a 1-second pause in the catch. So we're doing this for the technique development as well as an opportunity for you to cue and coach in that particular position. So all athletes will pull from the floor and pausing in the catch position, 1001, 1002, and stand. All right. Once you've explained the power snatch, then explain the other 2 movements. Step back lunge to drive the knee. We want this to be kind of fast and dynamic. All right. So for capable athletes, it's pretty simple to step back and drive, step back and drive. I'll do 5 on each side. For those that can't do the full range of motion, we don't want them to force it. And we really don't want them to have to grab onto something. Just have them limit their range of motion. So they're going to step back, drive, something that can increase the heart rate and keep them moving without making their legs extremely fatigued. All right. And then a 30-foot bear crawl. For the bear crawl, we want to crawl within our space, just 15 foot down, 15 foot back. If your logistics don't necessarily work out for that, then something simple to encourage heart rate would be fine. That can be something like jumping jacks. For those that cannot bear crawl, a plank hold would be just fine as well. All right. So go over the buildup of the snatch, and then you'll have your athletes continuously work up to that working weight, making sure that they break a sweat. All right, so let's dive into the strength. So what we did for this particular day, it was a little bit crowded in terms of the time component with the snatch. And in order to put the focus on that particular movement as being the primary focus of the day, and to be a little less rushed and a little less fatigued, we took out that 3rd movement, which was step ups last week. So now all we're doing is 2 movements. We're combining the power snatch and we're combining the ring push-ups. All right, so every 2 minutes for 7 cycles, athletes will do these 2 movements. The power snatches are simply the same, essentially the same across the board. So we have our set of 2 fresh pick style for the competitor group. We do have a goal of increasing as long as we absolutely nailed our last snatch session. In particular, the snatch is the most important movement to stay put until we really master that previous weight. Just like always, technique is king, speed is king, position is king. Those things have to be there. The strength performance group, they're doing 4 hang power snatch. Their goal is the same, to increase, but only if the same parameters are there. Speed is really the thing we're looking for with the snatch, all right? And then the ring push-ups. So we want to push these a little bit harder than we did. Just because we don't have that 3rd movement, we should have left a little bit more energy in the tank. So instead of doing the 3 to 6, we're bumping this up now to 5 to 10 to give athletes a little bit more room to push. No muscle failure, still smaller sets of perfect practice, but we can push a couple more reps out each round if we're capable of doing so. All right, so hopefully this condenses this down, makes the snatch a little bit more productive. This should feel a little bit more like strength and a little bit less like a workout. You guys let me know if this is a little bit better with this setup. All right, so today's workout, this is going to be using our 30-second on, 30-second off interval. We're just changing this in small ways so that we get a similar stimulus every time, but it feels a little different for the athletes. So we're gonna go 5 consecutive rounds at 1 movement, and then after that 5th round, we're gonna transition into our 2nd movement. All right, so 30 seconds of max bike calories, 30 seconds rest. We'll do that 5 times. Directly into 30 seconds of max sprawl to renegade row, 30 seconds rest. We'll do that 5 times. So this ends up being a 10-minute workout of the 30-second on, 30-second off interval. This will now be at the same station, not going this station to this station. This will shift this a little bit into a little bit more stamina, and people will be required to pace just a little bit more because they're doing the same movement 5 times consecutively. So on the bike, 85 to 90%. Name of the game with these horsepower workouts, we want to ride that line. We want to be right there, just don't overdo it. Pump the arms, the legs will follow. Anytime I'm coaching the bike, you guys will hear me yelling that out. Pump your arms, pump your arms. If you pump your arms, your legs will follow on the bike. It's kind of similar to running. Dumbbell sprawl to renegade rows. I've given you guys a movement demo video for what that looks like. 30 seconds of continuous movement. We want to create high heart rate here, and it's likely a lighter approach to the dumbbells. Range of motion beats a load, so we want to scale down to make sure that we're emphasizing that high heart rate and that we're able to complete good full range of motion the entire time. A lot of folks here should likely do body weight, so that means they're not going to use any dumbbells at all. They're going to sprawl down, and then they're going to row 1, 2, and then sprawl back up. All right, for some of your folks, they may even need elevation. For elevation, they would put their hands on a box, a bench. They're going to be going here, sprawl, and then row, and then hopping back up. All right, what we don't want is them to move slowly through space. We need speed, and we need to be moving our body and or the dumbbells together quickly, right, to create that high intensity and that high heart rate at all times. Right, primary importance here is important here, specifically for the sprawl to renegade rows. We've got to see that that those are done correctly, because it is a little bit of a funky movement, and we got to see that they're creating those parameters and those stimulus that we want. All right, logistics here for the strength, same thing as yesterday. I love the idea of having half your group if you have 10 or more. Even if they're not in partners, having half the class start at the 0 mark, half the class start at the 1 mark, that doubles your opportunity to see the class move and coach. And it also clears up equipment and space with the rings being used. The workout, depending on your class size, equipment, athletes can start on one and then move to the other. So that means for the first 5 intervals, we'd have half on the bike, half on the dumbbell sprawl to renegade row, and then after 5 rounds, they would switch and finish out the workout. All right, you guys, give me feedback on how you like the snatch with just the ring push-ups. Please let me know how that goes. And if you have anything else to add for the day, let me know. See ya.